Can you tell I've been on TikTok? Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing yet another drugstore makeup video. I have some more new things. Most of these things are new launches. A few of them aren't, they're just new to me. But I'm just really into the drugstore trying lately. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're trying the Maybelline Superstay Powder Foundation. These new glosses from Covergirl, eyeshadow from Covergirl, and some other things too. So let's go ahead and get into it. And if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. I zoomed you in a little bit closer and we'll go ahead and get into it. I did just apply the Neutrogena Clear Coverage Color Corrector under my eyes. I use that one all the time. And then I do have the Milani Stay Put Liquid Brow Wax in my brows. I've already used those several times in videos, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do that. The first thing I want to use, I'm going to skip a primer, mainly because I don't have a brand new one that I haven't tried, and I kind of want to use this instead. So I bought this at Target a few days ago. This is the NYX HD Studio Concealer, but it's the green one. I am kind of on the hunt for a green color corrector right now. I've just kind of been testing a lot of them out, and I know a few of you told me that you use the one from NYX. So I figured we can try this as a primer. Not really as a primer, but just to color correct and see how it works before we go into this new Maybelline powder foundation. We'll just start with that. I don't know how pigmented this is. I'm just gonna blend this in with the Sephora 64 brush. It's just like a little stippling brush. Okay, so I blend it out really easily. I feel like there's a little bit color right here that didn't blend out all the way. But overall, it looks very smooth on my skin. It's not pilling or anything. Let's do it differently on this side. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand like this. I'm just gonna use this Morphe Ariel brush and get it directly on the brush and try applying it this way. And I'm just kind of bouncing it around just to make sure it's really pressed in. Looks pretty good, you guys. It looks very smooth on my skin. The real test with green correctors that I find is sometimes they're too green, so green to the point that even when you put foundation over the top, you can still kind of see a green cast through it. So we will see. Let's go ahead and do this powder foundation. I was gonna do concealer next, but I think I'm gonna wait and do this first. So this is the Maybelline Superstay Hybrid Powder Foundation. Looks like this. It's the shade 118. I think there's been a lot going on with this on TikTok the last few weeks, so we will see. I did swatch this the other day. This is what it looks like. I got mine at Walgreens. So this feels like an extremely velvety powder. That's the only way I can describe it. It's extremely smoothing, almost velvet-like. Full coverage, hybrid powder foundation with long-lasting matte finish, up to 24-hour wear, weightless and comfortable feel, sweat resistant and water resistant. They do give you the little sponge, but I wouldn't recommend applying the foundation with that unless you absolutely have to. I'm actually going to use this brush to apply it. This is the Alima Pure foundation brush, but this is what I typically use to apply powder foundation. It's a pretty large, pretty dense brush. I've seen really good things about this, and I've also seen really terrible things about it, so curious to try it. So that was just one pass without dipping back in. Definitely looks very matte. Okay, doesn't look bad. Matte, but it doesn't look bad. I'm gonna go in with some more because you can still, I mean, you can still see a lot of my skin peeking through it. I kind of want to see what happens if you add a little bit more. So I think the color is actually a pretty decent match for me. If you look up really close, it looks like most of the powder is like clinging to this area here and not much came down here or up here. It's like all kind of collected in this area. Where it is collected, it looks very smooth, but I don't know. It looks like it's just kind of stuck where I initially placed it. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this side of my face with this brush. So I'm just gonna add it up here. Powder foundation is tricky because, first of all, if your skin is not prepped really well, I don't care what your skin type is, powder foundation is probably not gonna look the best because it's powder and you're powdering all over your face. I don't know, if you're gonna use it, you have to make sure you really prep your skin well. But it can be nice to have, like, just to apply in a pinch. I've also seen some people applying it with a sponge, so I kind of want to try that and just see, but this may go like really, really badly. I'm just gonna go for it and try it. Ooh, okay, so I barely touched and all of that powder came off, but only one way to find out. So I actually think the sponge applied it better than the brush, which is interesting. I definitely would not have, I didn't expect that at all. If you have oily skin, I think you might really love this. It's definitely pretty smoothing looking on my skin, which is nice. I do still see like a little bit where I feel like it's kind of stuck on the first spot where I placed the sponge. Similar on this side, I don't know, it's like it doesn't want to spread super well, but it feels very thin and lightweight. It doesn't feel thick or heavy. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I'm not like over the moon excited about it. But I will say I think it applies the best with the sponge. Have you guys tried this? Let me know if you have. I'm curious what your thoughts are. But I think, didn't they replace the previous Superstay with this? Yeah, so it's not like with a liquid foundation where you like can spread it out pretty well. It seems like it wants to kind of stay where you're stamping at and not budge. So, I mean, that could be a good thing if you're worried about it not lasting on your skin, but just something to note. It's not like the easiest thing in the world to blend. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm gonna add some concealer and hopefully it doesn't interfere with this powder, but we will see. I'm actually gonna use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I bought a new one of these. I've used this before a long time ago, but I ended up getting rid of mine. It was old and just kind of crusty. I kind of want to try this again. So I have the shade Light Peach and I'm just gonna add this under my eyes. And I'm gonna go in with the 110 from BK Beauty and just blend this out. I think BK Beauty actually makes a brush. I'm not sure what the number is, but I think it's a brush that a lot of people use for powder foundation, and I don't have that one. It's like a larger brush. I want to say it looks kind of like this, but maybe a little bit fluffier, not quite so dense. I need to look into that and order one just to try with powder foundations, because I will say, I feel like part of the challenge with a powder foundation is figuring out how to apply it, what to use to apply it. Because for me, like with Bare Minerals, the original foundation, for example, use that, still have it to this day, and it's a beautiful foundation. But I do think It depends on how you're applying it. Like the brush that they suggest that you use with it, I don't personally like with it. The little kabuki brush, I find I can't get that to apply it the way I want it to apply. So that's why I have this one, because I use this with Bare Minerals when I do use that. But I don't know, I feel like with powder foundation, your tools are even more important than with liquids. Actually, it does not look weird with that powder foundation at all. Looks smooth. It doesn't, you know how sometimes with concealers, especially if you apply a concealer over a powder, even sometimes with just a normal liquid foundation, where the concealer stops and the foundation starts, sometimes they don't mesh well. You can kind of see where they transition from one to the other. Here, you really can't with this concealer, which is a good sign. Okay, I do not have a new bronzer, so I'm just gonna quickly apply the L'Oreal True Match Lumi in the shade Light. And this is a Refer, I think it's number 5. I just applied this. My husband called me, so I had to cut the clip pretty quick, but how pretty is that bronzer? And it just applied so beautifully over that powder foundation. Love that. I do have a new blush, or it's not a new blush, but it's new to me. It's one of the Milani blushes, but this one is in Petal Primavera. The only place I've ever seen this shade is Target. I don't know if it's like a Target exclusive or what, but it just looks like a really, really beautiful baby pink. I have one other Milani blush, and it's the Luminoso color. I kind of want Dolce Pink, is that what it's called? I kind of want that one also. I'm gonna apply this with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer and blush brush. Ooh, very powdery. A lot of kick up with it. Okay, super pretty. Very, very light and subtle, but that's kind of been my go-to color lately. Pretty. This is a little bit of like a pastel blue toned pink. Kind of looks lavender almost. Very, very light though. If you have a deeper skin tone, I'm guessing this is probably not going to show up on you. Pretty though. If you're my skin tone, it's a really pretty color if you like these light pink shades. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows off camera, and then I'll come back and we have some new eye products to try that I'm really excited about. Okay, let's move on to the eyes, and I actually have a new eyeshadow base, eye primer, and it's the Neutrogena Eyeshadow Plus Primer. My mom and I were at Target actually, and she randomly saw this on the Neutrogena display, and of course she pointed it out to me. So of course I had to try it. I had not heard or seen anything about this. It looks like it's from the same line as the Neutrogena brow pen that I tried a few months ago. The packaging looks like that product, it's just smaller. It came in 3 shades. This is the shade Soft Pearl, kind of just a light champagne-y gold color. Super light, not anything super metallic, but reminds me of a product that Bare Minerals used to make a long time ago, and I used it for years and years and years, and then they quit making it, and it was called like the 5-in-1 shadow, and it was in a little tube kind of like this. But anyway, I used to use that all the time, and then they quit making it. That's kind of what this reminds me of. So we're going to use this as an eyeshadow base today. I'm going to have to go with this one. This is the MAC 217. Kind of was already a little bit dry on my eye, so make sure you blend it out pretty quickly. I wasted too much time looking for my brush. So it adds a little bit of color. It's not super opaque. Ooh, but it looks pretty. It's a nice, like, all over one and done kind of shadow. We'll do this eye. It might even be better to get some off the back of your hand and apply it that way maybe. But actually it's blending fine now, as long as you blend quick. Ooh, yeah, you guys, that's nice. Just for like an everyday look. I really like that. I'm, like I was saying in my last video, I'm very into single shadows right now, so I love products like this. Two other shades. There was one that was more of a rose gold and one, I think it was more of a copper gold. For eyeshadow, you guys, I bought one of these. I thought about it for a while and then I caved and I decided to try it. So these are new from Covergirl. It's the Clean line, the Clean Fresh Clean Eyeshadow Quad in the shade Shimmering Beige. I'll insert some swatches here for you if you're curious. This one is, I guess, more of a cool tone. You get a cream color, a taupe color, a brown, and then a shimmery gold that I believe is more of like a topper shade. So I'm excited to try this. I don't think I've ever tried CoverGirl eyeshadow actually. These are kind of pricey though. They retail for $14, I believe. So I'm hoping the quality is good. We will see. If they're gonna charge $14, I get it. Everything's getting expensive. Everyone has to increase their prices. I understand that, but I hope the quality is there, you know? Okay, I'm gonna take this shade here, the taupey color. Looks like a satin formula. It's not matte, but it's also not super glittery. I'm gonna start applying this in the outer corner and kind of flick it upward into the crease. I would love to find an eyeshadow quad like this that is great from the drugstore. The drugstore struggles, I feel like, with powder eyeshadows. I really feel like typically the best of the best in terms of an affordable eyeshadow is usually ColourPop. So I would love to find something else that's good. I will say the e.l.f. bite-size quads that are $3 or $4, those are very good. Packaging is much less sturdy feeling. This is actually a nicer feeling packaging. It's larger and it doesn't feel extremely cheap, which is good for the price. So that color, ooh, is also very pretty. It's not like a super deep color, but it blended beautifully. So far, so good. Okay, I'm then gonna take a little bit of the brown in this palette. So it's not super, super dark, but it's a matte brown. This is the only one that looks like a straight matte color. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that on a 211 brush from BK Beauty and just barely tapping that right in the very outer corner. Browns are very, very telling with eyeshadow. Typically, if the brown is not good, that's usually not a good sign. So that applied really well too. Yeah, I would describe these as more of like a satin finish. They're not flat mattes. I guess the brown kind of is, but the other colors are more satin is the only thing I can think of. It kind of reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury palette that I love, the Super Nudes palette. The finish on these kind of reminds me of that. I'm gonna take this shade, which I think is more of a topper shade. And I'm gonna use a brush. So I'm gonna get some of this gold color. And I wanna say these came out in like 5 different color stories maybe. And really all of them were pretty. I do have a lot of shimmer on my eyes. Okay, let me actually use my finger. Okay, yeah. Yeah, finger works better. I do have a lot of metallic on my eyes, so it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but ooh, okay. That is very nice, you guys. Very, very nice. I'm gonna take this cream color right here, and a 210 from BK Beauty, and I'm gonna use this as like an inner corner highlight. Ooh. I'm gonna take the taupe shade we used first on a 209 from BK Beauty, and I'm gonna put this on my lower lash line. I really like this shade. Very, very pretty. All right, I think that is it for eyeshadow. I'm gonna skip eyeliner today. I don't feel like I really need it. I'm gonna curl my lashes, and then I do have a new mascara primer to try. I have the Maybelline Sky High primer. Let me curl my lashes first. Let's go ahead and try out this primer. So this is the Sky High Tinted Primer in Soft Black. I don't think I've ever tried an eye primer that's black before. I don't think. I'm not really sure what the difference in this and like a mascara is, but we can try it. So the wand looks exactly like the Sky High mascara. I like the Sky High mascara. It's not like my absolute favorite, but I do like it. Okay, let's do my right eye first. Yeah, so this is applying just like a normal mascara would. I mean, it honestly looks good on its own. Okay, it says allow primer to dry before applying mascara on top. Okay, I'm gonna give this a second. I think it's dried. So we're gonna use Sky High today in brown. I don't know how this is gonna go since this primer is black. And this is actually an older tube of Sky High, so it's not brand new. But since it's the same line, we'll try it. So this mascara is definitely dried out. It definitely needs to be thrown away. I'm the worst about throwing away mascaras. I don't know what it is, but I constantly say to myself like, oh, I bet I could use that like once or twice more. And then I just say that over and over, and then it just never gets thrown away. Okay, I'm gonna add a second coat. Okay, definitely added some more length and some more volume. Definitely did not clump them together, but I could tell that the primer had dried down because this was a little bit hard to work through, but it also could be that this is an old mascara that needs to be thrown away. Let's do the other eye, and then maybe I'll use a different mascara and see what I think with something else. And we'll go back in with the primer. I wish they had made this in brown. Wonder why they only made it in black. Okay, so we'll do the primer first. All right, you guys, last for the lips. I don't have new lip liner, so I'm just gonna use one of these from NYX, and we're gonna use these new Covergirl Clean Fresh Yummy glosses. I was so excited to see these in, I think I got mine at CVS maybe. So I'm gonna go in with this NYX Nude Truffle lip liner. And then I have two of the glosses. I have Coconuts About You, which is, looks like more of a nude. And then I have the light pink one that's called Let's Get Physical. This one looks like it's probably gonna be clear. Let's do this one, Coconuts About You. Ooh, they have a really large doe foot applicator. Oh my gosh, this smells like coconut. Wow, that smells really good actually. Okay. Oh, wow. This is like instant love. Wow. It's so thin, feels like an oil, but not sticky. This is really nice. Really like these. Let me smell this one. I wonder if they all have the same smell or if they all smell different. Uh-oh, I can't open this one. I've been sitting here for like 5 minutes trying to open this and it will not open. Like, I'm not this weak, but I cannot open it. I'll have to try and see if I can get my husband to open it maybe when he gets home, but Can't get it open, but okay, this is so pretty. So pretty. This one in Coconuts About You. Smells good, not sticky. These are very good. All right, you guys, that is gonna be it for this drugstore makeup video. Let's go through these products quickly, but overall, my face, I really like how this looks, you guys, and I really like it. So let's start with that green color corrector. This, I need to use it more. It's okay. I don't know that it like wowed me at all, but I have yet to be wowed by a green concealer corrector like this. I feel like I prefer just like a green primer, but it wasn't bad. Didn't blow me away. But you guys, this looks really good on my skin. The more I look at it, the more I really like it. It is for sure more of a matte finish. So I think skin prep is even more important with that than any other type of product. If you're gonna use powder foundation, you have to prep your skin. If you put something like that over something that's dry or has not been prepped properly, I guarantee you, you're gonna hate it. Because it is, I mean, it's powder. It's matte and it's powder. It is very thin though. It's not a super thick feeling powder. And I feel like my skin overall looks really smooth, like extremely smooth. And it has to be from that foundation because I didn't use a primer. I've seen some people saying it's terrible, they hated it. I've seen some people saying that they love it. I can see where if you over applied this, I think if you took this sponge that it comes with and like swiped it on full on, I can definitely see it's gonna, nothing's gonna look good applied that way in my opinion, but I'm not gonna lie, this looks pretty good on my face. Let me know if you've tried this. I think for sure if you have oily skin, this would be something to look into. But again, I think you still gotta prep your skin. You have to prep your skin regardless, but especially with powder foundation. What else did we try? Okay, Milani blush, beautiful, not super pigmented though, or it is pigmented, but it's just a lighter color. So if you are a good bit deeper than me, like medium or deeper than that, definitely don't get this shade because this probably won't show up on you. But if you want a really nice light pink blush, I think you would like that. The eyes, you guys, this, I know it's pricier for drugstore. It's $14, $15 maybe, depending on where you buy it. But this is beautiful, you guys, beautiful. I have no complaints. And this is just my first time trying it, obviously, but if you like neutrals and you like the kind of things that I like, look into these from Covergirl. Like I said earlier, they come in a bunch of different color stories. I just liked these colors the most, but I am very impressed with these. And as well as this is definitely something to look into too, as an eye primer like I used today, or just a all over one and done type shadow. This is also good, also very good. Let's see. Oh, okay, so the primer, I actually realized after I quit filming the last clip, I don't think I ever applied mascara to my left eye. I didn't film it if I did, but anyway, I just did that off camera before I started filming this outro, and so now I have it on both eyes. I did use the same mascara. I used Sky High on both sides. I figured we'd just stick with the same thing. I mean, my lashes look really good. I don't know if it's from the primer, or I've been saying in the last few videos, my lashes are in a really good stage right now. So most mascaras look good on me at the moment. So I don't know if it's the mascara or the primer or the combo or what it is, but I do think this looked really nice on its own. Again, I just don't know if, I don't know what the difference in this and the Sky High in black. I'm not sure what the difference is, but it was nice. I liked it. I gotta pair it with something else and keep trying it. And then, okay, these for sure, if you like a lip oil, you need to try one of these. Love the finish. So pretty, and I would even go as far to say, just feel wise, that these even feel better on your lips than the Dior lip oils. I have several of those and I like them, They are thicker and definitely a bit stickier than this. And these, they had a bunch of really pretty colors in these as well. So that I would highly recommend, and it smells good. And I think that's everything, you guys. I hope this was helpful. This was super fun. I'm really happy that I tried these things because a lot of it I'm very impressed with. So thank you for watching. I will list and link everything below for you as always. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Share my videos with anybody and everybody so we can hit 10,000 subscribers. I am going to do a giveaway. I don't know that I've even said it in a video, but when I do hit 10,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. I'm going to give you a box of goodies. Lots of good things. Lots of makeup. So make sure to share my videos and make sure you're following me on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1, and I will see you next time for another video. Remember, simply be you. Bye.